Right, hello everyone. Austrian Grand Prix watch along, and I'm going to tweet that I'm live, and then we will get straight into this. So the formation lap is about to begin, and the clock has now hit 2 o'clock, and so the formation lap has now begun. So thank you everyone who will be tuning into this live stream on the Liam Talks Motorsports YouTube channel. And the formation lap has now begun. Obviously, Max Verstappen on pole ahead of Lando Norris, Sergio Perez, Lewis Hamilton, and then Valtteri Bottas. And wrong account. Here we go. For the Austrian GP. Done. Right. So the beautiful Styrian Hills. They're live with the sound of F1 cars. Hello, Oliver Solberg. I don't think that's your real name. I think that's the name of a rally driver, but I might be wrong with that. So apologies if I am wrong. But apparently, race is going to be dry today, which is not great because we all like a wet race every now and then. But I mean, we had one in Imola, and we also do we have? When has Imola been the only wet race this year? I think it has. But look at that! The Dutch fans are already just going mad. They're already going absolutely mad over Verstappen getting pole position, and there's orange and blue smoke from flares, and Verstappen's heading now around the Auckland curve, heading around the final two corners of the circuit at the end of the formation lap, and I always get this feeling, but I can't wait for this race to begin. Here comes Lando Norris and Sergio Perez, two coming around the last corner. Weekend attendance, 132,000 fans. I know someone who's at the race right now. He'll obviously be hoping it's a nice race. He watched obviously the Formula 3 earlier, and he might have seen the W Series as well. But in Formula 3, it was a Mercedes Junior that won ahead of a Red Bull Junior. And could that be the same case again today? Well, it's quite unlikely because Mercedes' pace is not looking good in comparison to Red Bull or McLaren. But very disappointing qualifying for Ferrari too. Both of their drivers knocked out in Q2. However, Carlos Sainz starts from 10th on the grid due to Sebastian Vettel's grid penalty. And there's Sebastian Vettel's old boss, Christian Horner, there, who is waiting for his man to start the race. There's Matteo Binotto, and there's the rest of the Ferrari gang. And heading around the last corner now is the last car on the grid, the Haas of Mazepin. And Schumacher's just in front of him as well, as they're getting ready to line up in their grid slots and commence the beginning of the Austrian Grand Prix. And so here we are, getting ready for 5 red lights. So everyone's now lined up in the grid slots. Green flag moving at the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights, and it's lights out, and away we go. Good start from Lando Norris there, but Verstappen comes off and defends him. Into turn 1 they go. Big lock up there from an AlphaTauri. Any contact as they go through the mid-pack? I don't think so. A few drivers running wide, including Daniel Ricciardo, but Max Verstappen leads off the start of the race. Everyone gets away cleanly. Hamilton v Gasly. No, Bottas v Gasly for 5th place as they come into the right-hander for the first time of this race. Luke's telling me to be quiet. Everyone gets away cleanly out of turn number 3. And look at this, there's a Ferrari and the Williams going side by side. That's Leclerc and Russell. And just in front of them is Lance Stroll. Leclerc takes position from George Russell, who's not had a good start. He's lost place now to the Alpine of Fernando Alonso too. And on lap number 1 is 71. Max Verstappen's leading. And look at that. You can hardly see the cars because of the dust. And that just shows how enthusiastic fans are. Look at that. Sebastian Vettel's had a good start. It wasn't the Alpine. It was the Aston Martin, I should say. And Sebastian Vettel, Charles Leclerc, almost contact there as they come in. Oh, we got a safety car. And why have we got a safety car? I wonder why that is. Oh, and that's the Alpine of... Oh, and that's... is that Ocon? Ocon's out of the race. And Ocon swearing a little bit there. No, he collided with the car because he had issues with his tire. I think he collided with someone. Into turn 3 he went, and that's just bad luck. Who's first? It's Verstappen because he started from pole. Safety car though. Oh, and that Vettel got forced out a little bit as well. But yeah, Ocon got hit.
I think he just slowed down here.
No, he got hit. He got pinched in between Schumacher and.
Yeah, but that's not stopped him going at the race.
It has because his tire like banged off. His tire like had an issue, so he couldn't drive the car back to the pits because they'd be too damaged anyway. Suspension. Perez is third. Norris is second at the moment, but there's Ocon's car. It's going to get collected by the marshals any second now. But Verstappen leads.
Here's the John Deere and the forklift coming. The John Deere and the lorry coming to collect it.
Yep, Giovinazzi and Schumacher were the ones that collided with him. That's what I've just found out. There's Ocon climbing out of the car. Of course, he can't get the car until the driver's out of the car, so he's out of the car now. And the top 7 haven't changed positions. Someone who's had a nightmare, though. 2 drivers have had nightmares. George Russell and Carlos Sainz. Luke, your opinions on the race so far?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's quite a good race, isn't it?
Oh, my God.
I have no idea what you're saying.
Did you see Lando Norris there, son?
Max Verstappen's leading the race. Can you see Max Verstappen?
Bernd Schneider.
Bernd Milan.
Or Milan, that's what it is.
Bernd Schneider used to be a DTM driver, Dad. Don't know why you said the 5-10 DTM champion instead of Bernd Milander, but
Oh, no.
Yeah.
it's picking a bit of a sock anyway. Lap number 3. The safety car should be in this lap, but if it isn't, then I would be very surprised. But at the moment, this is a replay of the race start. So it's a good start from Lando Norris. He almost jumps Verstappen, but Verstappen aggressively covers him into turn 1. Gasly locks up. Oh no, I thought someone locked up. Might have been wrong with that. But there's Russell. He actually had an all right start, but he was fighting with I think he was fighting with Stroll, and he brakes so early into that corner. Russell had such a bad exit that he lost ground. And this is the start from Lando Norris's perspective. He had a really good start, as I said. He just can't get past him into turn 1. And into turn 1, he runs second. And Verstappen, look at that Red Bull. Did you see how much that pulled away? Ocon is cursed at the moment since he signed that new contract. And then this is Sainz and Russell. What happened with those two? Since they just had dreadful starts, it's because they had that inside line. This is Nicholas Latifi, and yeah, Dad, there you go.
Oh, look at his front wheel. Never see it,
that is exactly why he couldn't
didn't see
continue. But the safety car's coming in. Look at Verstappen. He slowed down a lot, and that's the goal. You've got to slow down as much as you can, and then on the corners where you need to brake, go full throttle, flat out, full beans. And Luke's actually look what Luke's doing, Dad.
He's doing
He's doing that. He's with his little toy. But anyway, Verstappen's going to get ready for the restart on lap number 3 of the Austrian Grand Prix. When's he going to start? Any second now, and he'll go now. No, wait, what's he doing? What's he doing?
He can do what he wants to do.
Oh, and there he goes. He's gone. Verstappen's gone for it.
Why did he wait?
Verstappen went full cojones and he went full strategy there. And look at that. Perez has to be forced off the track because he's side by side with Norris.
Perez got to give that place
back.
But
Norris shoved him off the track. He gave him the place back. Here they go side by side. Here comes. Oh, that's a Mercedes. Whoa. Side by side they go. Oh, almost contact there with the Mercedes cars and the Red Bull. And I think everyone got away cleanly at the restart. Ricardo gets past Leclerc. Here comes Perez on Norris. Here comes Perez on Norris, side by side. Is this going to be a repeat of 2020? Oh! Perez forced off. Perez forced off. He's now down all the way to around 10th place.
Well, there's no collision at the back of there.
And I am very, very sure that Norris should get a warning at least for that. He didn't leave him any space. They were side by side on the corner exit.
But he was on the racing line.
Yeah, but he was side by side with him, Dad.
See, on the racing line, you go flat out. You've got to push the guy away.
That was the exact same thing that happened with that Hamilton and Albon. Watch this. Perez is ahead, and then look at that.
Hamilton's ahead. Norris is ahead there.
Yeah, but they were side by side.
He's pushing off the track.
I think Perez got a little bit angry there. Yeah, that's. Norris is just jealous of the fact that Perez isn't a good car. I'm just kidding. Anyway, Verstappen's got a 2-second lead to Norris. Look, can you...
No.
Verstappen set... oh no, Bottas has set a good first sector. Perez is already back past Leclerc again. And he's going to be chasing down Daniel Ricciardo. Perez is going to go through the field like Leclerc did at Syria last week. Or should I say Austria first last week. But Norris is only 6 tenths ahead of Hamilton, who's down the podium places. And this is really threatening his chances of getting a podium. He's got 2 Mercedes cars behind him, who are both incredibly fast. Can Norris hold on to this position? I really don't think he will. Perez is going to have to really push. And Bottas. And Bottas's engineer has been told that Perez has dropped into P10. And that basically gives Bottas free rein into the second driver's game. Here comes Hamilton on he's catching up to Norris. Nowhere near close enough to make a move. He outbrakes him by quite some distance, but does not get great acceleration in comparison to Norris on the corner exit. Here we go. Verstappen's still leading 3 seconds. I mean, that's dominance already from the Red Bull. 6 laps in. Verstappen's leading by almost 3 seconds. Hamilton third, just behind Lando Norris. And the strategy by the looks of things is going to be a one-stop. Giovinazzi's just got past Mick Schumacher for 17th, although Giovinazzi is under investigation for overtaking before the safety car line. I was thinking how he overtook Mazepin so quickly, but Verstappen with another fastest lap. Anyone in response to him? Nope. DRS now enabled, however, and this is when Hamilton will be able to catch up to Lando Norris and make the overtake that he needs to try and get back in this race. We don't know what strategy Mercedes are going to do, whether it's an overcut or an undercut, but what I can say is it's going to have cut on the end of it, as Hamilton's closing up to Norris still. He didn't actually gain any time on that lap because of the dirty air effect, but there's Sergio Perez, who's been dropped down to 10th, and he's going to have to try his very best to get past Daniel Ricciardo.
They're on a DRS train.
And yeah, you're right, Dad. It is a DRS train. Everyone from 6th all the way down to 10th in a DRS train with each other. And this is going to be a very intriguing race by the end, because we don't know who's going to be running in the podium positions and potentially even the race lead. If Verstappen has trouble.
Well, are they?
Yeah, Ferrari are not looking very good around here. Unlike McLaren.
Penalty. No way.
Giovinazzi.
That's what he's saying. He overtook before the line.
Mazepin, before the line. It's a 5-second penalty for Giovinazzi. Another fastest lap there from Max Verstappen. He's setting good pace. Hamilton unable to get past Norris for the moment. And Bottas still hanging on behind in 4th. Gasly and Tsunoda running their own races. Tsunoda's pulled out of DRS now as Stroll. And Stroll's now going to have to find a way to defend from his much more experienced teammate and 4-time world champion Sebastian Vettel. Daniel Ricciardo and Sergio Perez too looking right behind, although we haven't seen many overtakes in this race so far, despite DRS being deployed. And then you just casually see Luke there. But Verstappen 3.3 seconds in the lead now. And a battle that not many people have been focusing on, and that's Sainz v Russell for 12th, because of everything that's happening in front of Russell and Sainz, which is the battle between Stroll, Vettel, Ricciardo, Perez, and Leclerc for 7th. And at the moment, hello to the 4 people that are watching. If you don't know already, the running order is Verstappen, Norris, Hamilton, Bottas, Gasly, Tsunoda, Stroll, Vettel, Ricciardo, Perez, Leclerc, Russell, Sainz, Raikkonen, and then I can't see what the rest of the order is. But I can tell you now that Latifi, Alonso, Ocon's out of the race, I'd like to point out, and team rating from Norris.
10.4s.
And Lando Norris has been told to sit 10.4 in his lap times, basically. And at the moment, he is setting... Well, we can't see because we don't know what the actual lap time was exactly. First sector ever, Norris is quicker than Hamilton. Although that doesn't look to be true since Hamilton has closed up a little bit in the DRS.
Sergio run out wide there, but hopefully you can make progress back through the pack over the coming laps.
So Christian Horner said that he's hoping Perez can make progress in the coming laps of this race.
Last year, so you tend to come off second best. So one of those things.
I'm just going to let Crawford ask the question.
Putting in some good lap times, keeping the Mercedes at bay, very much going your way at the moment.
And fastest lap again to Max Verstappen.
Taking nothing for granted, Christian will be back with you.
He's now 3.7.
And I mean, there's Formula One, and then there's Max Verstappen. It's like it's not getting boring, but it's good to see that we've got someone else that's dominating apart from Hamilton. But in about a year's time, if Verstappen's champion, we'll get bored of it. Hamilton said very hard to follow, and you can tell because he's not able to pass him. I mean, that's the pure downforce of the Mercedes, hence why they haven't got the top speed compared to the Red Bull. Because Red Bull go for more of an aero setup, and here comes Hamilton trying to keep up with Norris. I mean, you can see Hamilton's not he's losing time on corner exit, which is why he's saying it's hard for him to follow. And that's why things are
starting getting warm as well. The heat off the McLaren.
Exactly, dirty air. The dirty air effect is what that's called. And Verstappen,
he's slipping back.
Verstappen setting another purple middle sector and another fastest lap. So Verstappen,
the Norris has pulled out.
I mean, yeah, that's again hard to follow is what Hamilton was saying. If you can stay within around 0.6 of a second of Norris, then that was quite a bit of spark there. I saw. Did you see that, Dad?
Yeah, there's under tray.
Yeah,
on the curb.
The aluminium under tray on the car. But in the braking zone they go. Lock up from Hamilton there. And very uncharacteristic of the Brit to make a lock up. But,
Here he comes though.
Here comes Hamilton.
No.
He's too far behind. Norris running a bit wide, but that's the line that they take through there. And that's exactly what he did with Perez. He didn't leave him any space. I'm not bitter about that. I'm just saying that you should have let him a bit more room, in my opinion. But
yeah, so there's a line. He's entitled to use the initial line.
Yeah,
if somebody wants to go around the outside of you, that's their tab cheese.
Yeah, this was the spark I was talking about. Whoa,
that's a gearbox.
That's some big sparks.
He's got to watch that curve.
Spark.
Oh, that's the track's limit one almost.
Yeah. And then this was Hamilton's lockup. We got two big things in one lap. And that's a very uncharacteristic lockup from Hamilton. Norris, just keeping that gap to Hamilton good. But here comes Hamilton yet again. Top four are all on mediums, 5th to 8th on softs. The rest, apart from Sainz, Raikkonen, and Giovinazzi, on the mediums. I think that's the best way to put it. So yeah, Gasly, Tsunoda, Stroll, and Vettel are on the softs. Sainz, Raikkonen, and Giovinazzi on the hards. The rest are on mediums. But Hamilton got DRS on Norris. Is he going to go for a move? No, he's not. He's just not able to get past and where it matters. When and where it matters, he's just
needs to get closer.
Unable to pass. And that's what happens. Norris Team Radio. So basically, Lando Norris's engineer is saying, hard task. Basically, conserve your tires, but keep Hamilton behind. As if that isn't already tricky enough. I mean, seriously? Lando's going to be saying, you mean, come on, forever? You mean forever? Tsunoda in the pits. Norris and Perez under investigation. It's interesting. But yeah, Tsunoda into the pits. He's running a fantastic race at the moment. And they're going on to the hards. Should take him to the end of the race. He's going to take 58 laps on those tires, which is, I mean, it's not difficult, but because the hard tires, I mean, if you were racing around this track and you didn't need to pit, you could, and it was a 71 lap race, you could try and go the whole race without pitting, but you'd need someone like Sergio Perez to save your tires. But this is when Perez will come into the race because he'll be saving his tires. And Bottas on radio. So Bottas has been told that he's going to have plan A and he's got plenty of space behind, which basically, I think what that means is Bottas goes long, goes short, does the undercut and pits.
There's a car coming in there.
And there's Gasly coming in
Gasly
now.
coming in, yeah.
So both AlphaTauris coming in the space of 2 laps. Those are the 2 Aston Martins, and then you got the McLaren of Ricciardo, and then the 2 Ferraris on the end of that train with Perez just behind Ricciardo. But there's slow stop there from AlphaTauri.
Front right there.
4 seconds almost. The 2 Aston Martins are still battling away with each other. This is not helping Sebastian Vettel out at all. You can tell he's quicker than Lance Stroll. I wouldn't be surprised if team orders are used on the Aston Martin pit wall. So Seb does look quicker, but here comes Leclerc on Perez.
Oh, he's going far too hard.
Perez going very, 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 very aggressive. They are very aggressive from Perez. Leclerc going back on him though. Good move from Charles Leclerc. Very good racing there between those 2. Leclerc up into 8th place and at P10 in this race, of course, due to the 2 AlphaTauris coming into the pits. Although I say that it could be P9 due to the poor pit stop by Pierre Gasly. Jeez, there was a lot of P's in that. But this is the replay of Leclerc getting past Perez. So he got in the slipstream, and then he pulls to the left, and then he goes down the inside. Perez goes for it on the right. Leclerc does switcheroo, and then they're running side by side. Leclerc then has the move done and cuts in front of him. That's how the move was done there by Charles Leclerc. But there's the Aston Martin. One of them was pitted, I'm pretty sure. And yet, it's Lance Stroll. So now Seb Vettel's got clean air to try and pull away from his old teammate, Daniel Ricciardo, and his former teammate, Charles Leclerc, as well. That's interesting that the 2 cars behind him are his past teammates. And here comes Ricciardo. He can't make a move. He's trying to force Vettel into a mistake. And Perez running wide there a little bit. That's just a normal racing line. But Verstappen with another fast lap. Bottas team radio.
No way.
What?
Norris got a 5-second penalty?
No. We need to wait until it's confirmed. Is that true? I don't know. Has Norris got a 5-second penalty? Well, we'll find out after the break. I'm just kidding. Has Norris got a penalty? We don't know. I mean, we're just waiting. We're just waiting for it to be confirmed. Sainz behind Perez, Leclerc behind Ricciardo.
Or maybe talking about Gio. Gio's got had a 5-second penalty. Maybe he's going to come out behind him and once he's done his pit stop.
Yeah. I think that could be what he might be talking about that, but I doubt it. The gap is 27 seconds between them both. Hamilton's wanting more power. Yeah, well, guess what? Your engine got banned. Anyway, Vettel v Ricciardo as they come into turn 4 again. Ricciardo tries the same tactic. It doesn't work. I think Gasly's got a problem because he's just been passed by Mazepin. No, never mind. Gasly's got back past Mazepin again. Verstappen's got fastest lap. Norris is trying to hold on to position right now. And he's doing a good job at it. He's managing the pace of Hamilton. As Mercedes, I'd do an undercut. And there's a couple of young lads in the Ferrari garage. Imagine being in that case. I think that might be John Elkan's kids. John Elkan's the CEO of Ferrari, and he's got 3 kids. So,
I saw him coming. I saw him coming yesterday. He's all dressed in red and white.
Yeah,
and a red belt on his fine trousers.
Longer hair, long hair.
Him and his missus, and there was only 1 kid there at the time.
Oh, yeah. I think he's got 3 kids. So, anyway, he's half Italian, half American, and instant under investigation, crossing the white line at pit entry. I thought Ricciardo was going to go for a move on Vettel there. But no cigar. But Ricciardo's still behind. He's got DRS. He's got the slipstream. Is he going to go for a move? Here he is. He's going to go to the outside. He's going to go for it. Contact. No. Good move from Daniel Ricciardo there.
Got it done.
He's up into 5th place. Sebastian Vettel down to 6th.
Vettel, get your tyres changed, Dan.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, no investigation. Look, it's gone.
And Norris and Perez's investigation no longer necessary. Would you say that's a fair decision, Dad?
Yeah, definitely fair.
And Vettel coming into the pits, and he follows his
Watch your
teammate
white lines,
Lance
Vettel.
Stroll, who
Don't go
came-
Shinoda.
Actually, the white line's the exit. It's not the entrance. So
What's he saying on that board?
I have no idea. But there's Vettel getting changed from softs to hards, doing the same strategy
It's a
as
good stop.
Tsunoda. Good stop, 2.4 seconds.
Very good stop.
I think he might come out ahead of right. No, he hasn't come out ahead of Gasly or Tsunoda. No, you better avoid the pit lane exit. He's come out in last place, Sebastian Vettel. One of the few times he's in last place this year, because that Aston Martin car isn't too bad. Of course, scored a podium a few rounds ago in Baku. There's Gasly getting past Schumacher, Tsunoda getting past Mazepin. You all right, Luke?
No.
Okay, whatever you say. Yeah, it's fine. Verstappen leading by a few seconds from Norris, probably about 5 seconds now. No, wait, 8 seconds.
Wow.
8 seconds. I mean, look, do you have anything to comment on that gap between Verstappen and Norris? I mean, that's
Oh.
huge. Hamilton sliding away there.
So was Norris, though. The tyres must be getting
Cold.
warm, yeah.
Cold and worn. Or overheated. Could be either. Fastest first sector from Hamilton, though. It's interesting. Norris running a bit wide again, but that's the racing line he takes. Hamilton takes more of an inside line. But Norris still managing to keep Hamilton at bay. What on earth is that? He had something in his mouth. Anyway, Norris just inside of a second of Hamilton at the moment. It's 6 tenths, 7 tenths is the gap between these two, and Norris and Verstappen running quite a bit away from each other, wouldn't you say, Dad?
Yeah, Bottas has lost a bit of time as well.
Yeah, he's running in no man's land.
Look at the distance between Bottas and Ricardo. No, Ricardo's in Pedro, has he?
No,
Look at the distance
but
between
neither
them.
is Bottas. So, and here comes Hamilton. He's going for it around the outside. Can he make a move?
Oh no, who's this for?
Time penalty for Lando Norris. Norris has got a penalty. And Lando Norris has been given a 5-second time penalty for forcing Perez off the track. So I was right, Dad. And Hamilton goes up into second as that happens. And Lando Norris is 5-second time penalty. I mean, I think the FIA stands for Ferrari International Assistance, because they have officially just helped Ferrari massively there in the Constructors' Championship. And, well, Norris is now down to third, and he's
Here
got
we
a
go.
5-second time penalty. Hamilton's rear brakes are apparently on fire. I wonder what that's about. You're going to need to see that properly.
Oh, he's right off the track. No, it's the rest of the line, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the racing line. I mean, we're going to need to see. I can't see anything. We might need to get another POV of Hamilton. I don't know. I don't think he has got. I don't think his brakes are on fire. I mean, his tires look fine. His car looks fine. Hamilton team radio. Oh, that's nice. That's really nice, isn't it, Dad?
Yep.
He's saying very good driver, Lando. But Lando Norris has lost a second to Valtteri Bottas in the last lap.
Yeah, but he's still in DRS at Hamilton.
Yeah, you've got a point there. But yeah, good defending from Lando. Keeping it respectful as well, but good move from Lewis as well.
Yeah, he got the punt out of the corner, didn't he?
Yeah, he got the oomph, he got the acceleration, the 0 to 60. And he got past in the end. More like 30 to 100. But yeah, there's Hamilton easily getting past Lando Norris and up into second place. And now Lando Norris is going to come under threat from Valtteri Bottas. He's only 2 seconds ahead of.
If he gets his foot down, he might gain that 5 seconds.
No, I don't.
Oh, Ricardo Team Radio. I have no idea what just said.
You're too late pressing that button there, that's why.
I'm not going to rewind it back.
No.
Hello.
Control your hand, just have to as soon as you can see it on the screen.
Yeah. Hi. He's got something on his face. Anyway, Ricardo 1.3 seconds ahead of Leclerc.
10 seconds now. Verstappen's ahead.
I mean, dominance in a
10
word.
penalty for who else? Sonoda.
Sonoda's
5
been giving
seconds
us
for
a
him as
penalty
well.
now for his pit lane
It's
infringement
Yeah.
with the pit entry.
Yeah, it was his entry, huh?
Entry. This is a replay of what happened with Norris and Perez. And does that change your opinion of it, Dad?
No.
This could help. This could
He's on
help.
the outside. He's not on the racing line.
Wow.
Actually, that is the racing line, Dad. Dad,
He
opinion.
never left him a car's width, right enough, but I don't know, that's an argument. Could he have?
Yes. Yes, he could have. He could have turned in a bit
Could have
earlier.
given more room.
Exactly.
An argument.
Hamilton was actually side by side with Bottas there.
So Ross Brawn that made that decision then?
Yeah, right. Nah, he's not part of the steering panel.
He's more the safety, isn't he?
He's the tech. He's tech, like the managing director, I think. But yeah, Lando Norris is just trying to make sure that Bottas doesn't close him in. But there's Sergio Perez. He's behind Charles Leclerc. He's been stuck behind Leclerc for quite some time after Leclerc passed him around 10, maybe more laps ago. Of course, we had a safety car at the start of this race. We had one DNF. That's Esteban Ocon. And everyone's on the lead lap as things stand, although that could change very soon, as the Haas is 1 minute behind, 1 minute and 6 seconds behind. I can imagine within the next few laps, Verstappen will encounter traffic for the first time. Gasly passed Giovinazzi for 13th now. Now Tsunoda's going to be trying to close him in. Look, you're going to commentate on the race.
No.
Okay. Verstappen, 10 seconds. This is the new version of the beginning of the turbo hybrid era, isn't it, Dad? One driver dominance.
Sergio Perez has got DRS.
Only just on Leclerc, but Leclerc's almost got DRS on Ricardo. They're matching each other's times like for like, which is interesting because obviously the Ferrari and the McLaren are fighting each other for third in the constructors this year. So if Leclerc can pass Ricardo, that'd help Ferrari out a little bit in limiting the damage done. And Russell is running in the points at the moment, but he'll be around 11th or 12th place after the pit stops. And Verstappen's radio. So Verstappen giving feedback about his tyres. Keep in mind Verstappen on the mediums, so he'll have to come in around 10, maybe a bit less laps time. If he wants to go medium to soft, that only drivers like Perez can really do that. So I think that's what Perez will be trying to do, medium to soft. He's very good at keeping pace and carrying his tyres over to another stint, which is different to the other drivers. Leclerc running very wide there, but might just be the racing line. I don't think it was. I think he was actually fully off the track there. But Perez is within DRS of Leclerc. 7 tenths is the gap. As Leclerc just outside of a second of Daniel Ricciardo. 1.1 seconds is what the gap is. It's staying at around about that. And Leclerc's trying to hold on to position right now. Perez right behind him. Norris team radio.
And off.
He's.
Yep, that's what I said too.
Oh, here comes Gasly making a move on Latifi down the inside. Sorry, I had to change subject quite quickly. But there is Tsunoda trying to get past Giovinazzi now. I was about to say, what am I meant to do about that? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, honestly. Lost a bit of... Can't see a little bit of it now, for frick's sake. Tsunoda. What happened here then with Yuki Tsunoda? Oh, that's... what's happened here? How's that?
Watch this.
Huh?
Must have been coming out the pits. He was going too
Yeah.
fast. All blue flags. Oh,
Mazepin and Schumacher.
Schumacher is
I'm going to try and get rid of that fly. Oh, Okay, thanks, Dad.
Try to get you off the tires.
Right, flies off the TV now, and now it's on the computer screen. I think. Is that? No, it's just a bit of the computer. Never mind. I thought. Oh wait, flies nearby. It flies nearby. I swear I saw something. Anyway, I saw it over there as well. So, the running order on lap 27, Verstappen leads with fastest lap, Hamilton, then Norris, Bottas, then Ricciardo, Leclerc, then Perez, Sainz, then Russell, Raikkonen, then Alonso, Gasly, Tsunoda, Perez, Stroll have pitted, and then it's Latifi behind Gasly, then it's Giovinazzi, a bit wide there from Daniel Ricciardo, Tsunoda, Vettel, Stroll, Schumacher, and Mazepin. So,
Pit lane is now open.
I think you mean the stops are now pretty much open. Leclerc a little bit quicker on that last lap than Ricciardo. He's got himself back into DRS range, and I wonder is this fight gonna resume between these three for fifth place, or what will be around sixth or seventh after the pit stops? They're running longer into race because the cars in front of them were the Astons and the AlphaTauris, and they started on softs, and then the two Ferraris. Well, not the two Ferraris. Leclerc, Perez, and Ricciardo started on the mediums. Sainz is doing a decent job considering he started on the hard tyres. He'll be going on to the softs at the end of this race, doing an opposite strategy to Vettel and Stroll, who are currently stuck in traffic at the moment alongside Yuki Tsunoda. So the Astons and the AlphaTauris starting on the softs, which they had to do because that's what they got through on, really has not helped their race. And Ferrari might have just done a blinder, not getting through into Q3 without their driver, because they got tactical pole position, basically, with Sainz. So they chose the hard tyres, which is interesting. Leclerc, though, back outside of his second and Ricciardo again, and things have calmed a little bit down in this race. Perez is still right behind Leclerc. Here he goes. Is he going to go for it? No, he's not. Too far back. And this race has not been the most brilliant so far. And I think Verstappen's complaining about his tyres, although I didn't hear it because the radio really did not sound that great. And his accent really does block what you think he's saying when it's actually something different. Leclerc matching Ricciardo, who's going a little bit quicker actually. No, never mind. The timing graph just updated. He's lost time. Stupid timing graph. I got it right for 2 seconds and then I got it wrong. But Leclerc is under threat from Perez massively. 0.6 is the gap. Under 0.6 is the gap, I should say. Never mind, it's up to 7 now. Again, the timing screen is constantly updating as the race goes on. No one is now on the soft tyres. So it's only medium and hards. And Leclerc will be getting a warning for track limits on that. And Ricciardo running very wide. And Leclerc shooting. He did run on the curb, so he should be fine. Oh, Perez trying to go for it on Leclerc there. Unable to make the move. Can Perez get back past the Monegasque? Well, we'll find out soon as they come down the straight. You can see Sainz is catching up to this as well. Just shows clean air can really help you out. But look at the tire life of some of the other cars. Verstappen did several laps in qualifying with his tires.
Bottas is catching Norris.
1.8 seconds the gap. Perez, Ricciardo, and Leclerc all matching each other. Ricciardo into the pits. Leclerc is now released into the wild. Just hello. Ricciardo into the pits. It's not bad. In fact, it was a really good stop. I didn't really see the pit stops because I was looking at my computer. Good stop from Ricciardo there, 2.3 seconds. There's Gasly, but where is Yuki Tsunoda? Nowhere to be seen. Absolutely nowhere to be seen. So Ricciardo, that's the roundabout where Leclerc and Perez are going to come out. which means that they both would have been
Here
jumped.
we go. There's a Ferrari on the floor.
Ferrari getting prepped for
Carlos
Leclerc.
Sainz.
No, it's if Sainz is coming in, I'd be very no. What I mean is, I'd be very surprised if it was Leclerc that was coming in.
Oh,
If it was
Norris.
Sainz, Norris in the pits. What
He's
I
got
meant
to do his
was,
5-second penalty here.
yeah, what I meant was that I would be very surprised if it was Sainz because
It was Sainz to side the cockpit, side the garage.
it might not be Sainz though because he started on the hards. Why would they change? Oh, that's
Somebody going past him there in the pits. Who's that?
7.8 seconds. Bottas.
Ah, Bottas has pipped him.
I mean, Norris has had massive issues there with the front of the car.
Well, there's 5-second penalty as well.
I actually, yeah, you got a point there. Leclerc, yet to pit, comes out, is behind Norris, who's already pitted. And Mercedes have now pitted Bottas. It wasn't a great stop, 3 seconds. Russell's now coming in from the midfield. And Russell's not had a great race so far. People were expecting him to be running in the points. He's not, and he's not been running too great. He's going to come out quite a bit behind, 2.8 seconds stop. And there's Perez and Leclerc still battling for fifth. Hamilton's coming into the pits. And I can imagine Leclerc might be getting the same radio. And there's Hamilton coming into the pits. As Verstappen now the only driver in the top. In the top.
2.2, that's quicker than anybody.
Yeah, I think it was a bit quicker than who was it again that pitted? Not Norris. Who was it that pitted?
Bottas was 2.3.
No, it wasn't. Bottas was 3 seconds. Who was it that was 2.3 again? I can't remember. I think it might have been an AlphaTauri. It's beginning to rain. It's beginning to rain. It's beginning to rain. Dad's had to run in and bring his clothes inside. Stopping team radio. And Max Verstappen, the race leader, into the pits. And now Leclerc is the only driver in the top 5 not to have made a pit stop yet as he's going along into the race. Luke, do you want to say hi?
No.
Oh, right, Verstappen's pit stop. Good as always from Red Bull. And it was around about 2 seconds, I'm guessing. We're not going to get to see it since plum pots. Anyway, Verstappen's going to come out well in the lead. Hamilton's not even gone round Jochen has just gone round the last corner, and Verstappen's already at turn 2. So Verstappen's got quite a bit of a gap to lose Hamilton. I lie, it was turn 1. My apologies. And everyone apart from Giovinazzi and Mazepin have been lapped. Perez into the pits now. So Leclerc's overcutting everyone in front of him. He's the only driver on the mediums, apart from Alonso and Latifi, to not have pitted yet, which is an interesting statistic for all you nerds out there. But Sainz is now running in 6th because of that pit stop. Where's Ricciardo? There's Ricciardo and Gasly. Where is Perez going to come out? I think he might come out just ahead of Yuki Tsunoda. And yes, he does. He comes out ahead of Latifi. Alonso had a poor stop. So did Perez. It was only 3-second pit stop from Perez. Leclerc's now going to have to go hammer time mode and really push as hard as he can to get through. And here comes Tsunoda trying to get past Latifi, running very wide there almost onto the it's difficult to explain. Anyway, we're 35 laps into the Grand Prix. Here comes Yuki Tsunoda going for the move. Around the outside goes Yuki Tsunoda. Beautiful move on Nicholas Latifi. And I can't believe I'm commentating on a battle for 11th because that's how boring this race has genuinely gotten. So, Perez's last stop only 3 seconds long, and it was an issue on the front left of the pits of the tire. Unfortunately, we never found out how good Verstappen's pit stop was. It's probably around 2 seconds. Perez is only 3.1. And fastest lap from Valtteri Bottas. That's interesting. So now Bottas is going to be pushing Verstappen as hard as possible. And hi! Latifi into the pits now. Where is he going to come out in relation to the likes of Mick Schumacher? I think he'll come out around about where Mick Schumacher is. But you never know. I think he could get lapped. Hamilton team radio. And Hamilton's engineers telling him that Verstappen managed to build such a big gap. I mean, Verstappen, if he gets enough of a lead, he could probably pit again, and he'd still come out in the lead. And that's how fast he's been in this race, and that's how good Red Bull's car's been in this race. And I'm not being biased; I'm being unbiased. I'm just saying Verstappen's had a fantastic race, and you can't fault him for that. But Ferrari getting ready. Here comes Leclerc finally coming into the pits after what feels like a million years on those medium tires. And here he comes into the pit box. And how fast is this pit stop going to be from the Ferrari crew? He slows down on time, and it's a good pit stop from Ferrari there, 2.3 seconds. A good effort indeed. But where's he going to come out in relation to Perez? There's Perez, and Perez has overcut him and jumped him. So that's a very poor strategy from Ferrari, bringing him long to the race. And Leclerc's now come out behind Perez and behind Ricciardo. So that's really not helped out Ferrari there. Oh dear, Ferrari going to be scratching their heads at that one. John Elkann will not be happy with the strategists. And Bottas to radio.
Please stay away from exit curve at 10. Lewis might have some damage from that.
So Hamilton reportedly might have damage from a turn 10 collision. And not turn 10 collision, the curb at turn 10. So Bottas is being told to avoid it. Just like what happened last year, remember?
Yes.
When they were being told to avoid the curbs. Sebastian Vettel and Lance Stroll still having their intergalactic team rivalry, and still it continues on the battle between these two. They will be in the points after the pit stops, as Sainz, Raikkonen still have to pit. Although that might not be so true. Leclerc has actually jumped a few cars, despite the poor strategy. He has jumped a few cars. If he had just pitted on the same lap as Perez, then he would have come out in front of Perez, and he would have been, well, to put it simply, in the window of him. And the drivers who have not pitted yet are Sainz and Raikkonen. As I said, they're the only ones not to pit. The longest stints have been Gasly and Tsunoda. What I mean is on new tyres, Gasly and Tsunoda, and Hamilton team radio.
Some damage to the rear left aero surfaces.
And Hamilton's got issues with the rear left aero surface of the car, and that is damage because of the curbs at turn number 10. And as I say that, he rides another curb at turn 1, but that's not really that risky. There's George Russell running just behind the two Aston Martins. Russell will be in an P13 after the pit stops, and he'll be hoping to get Williams' first points for 2 years. I mean, 2 years for Williams. I mean, since the last time they got points, to think that they were scoring points in every single race in the 1980s to now not scoring points in any races for 2 whole years is horrific. I mean, it's such a shame that's happened to such a great brand. I mean, we saw the same happen with McLaren, and then they had their resurgence. But McLaren's different because they make road cars. Williams don't. So that's why it's different in that sense. But Russell's got DRS now on Stroll. Here he goes. Look how fast that car is. Down the inside he goes. And what a move from George Russell. Well played, George. Over 200 miles an hour. And he makes a fantastic move on Lance Stroll. And now he's going to be chasing down Stroll's teammate, Sebastian Vettel, who's 2 seconds up the road from him. And then Vettel's a further 2 seconds behind Yuki Tsunoda. So this is Russell's overtake. This is a replay of Russell's overtake.
No.
And look how good that overtake is. A nice clean overtake down the inside for once.
Oh, gone. We're done on your tummy now.
All gone. And Raikkonen into the pits. That's going to be interesting because that'll be interesting to see where everyone else is in comparison. Where is Kimi Raikkonen though? He's probably in the pit box right now, and he'll come out around about Lance Stroll.
Do your thing, Daniel. Do your thing.
Ricciardo's being told to do his thing and basically just do what he did at Russia 2019 and push as hard as he can to try and get past the car in front of him, Pierre Gasly.
He's got DRS. He's going. Oh, he's waving about.
And Gasly defending a bit aggressively there, but there's nothing wrong with that. And Gasly defending from Ricciardo as they come into the left-hander. Look at that. Beautiful scenery, Dad. I mean, that's just incredible. But Gasly's still in the lead, still ahead of Ricardo. Ricardo 2 tenths quicker on the last lap, and we've got 33 laps to go at the Austrian Grand Prix. And the top 10 looks like Verstappen, Hamilton, Bottas, Norris, Sainz, Gasly, Ricardo, Perez, Leclerc, and Tsunoda. However, Sainz is yet to pit, so he'll come out in around about 9th place, meaning that Ferrari will be 8th and 9th, and McLaren will be 4th and 6th, which is crucial towards the fight for second in the constructors between Ferrari and McLaren, two of the biggest spenders, of course, in Formula One, and they're not doing too great in comparison to Red Bull and the Mercedes. But there's Leclerc, whoa, right behind Sergio Perez. He's going to try and go for a move here, and he's going to try and do what he did earlier on in the race and get past him. And Ricciardo's going to try and get past Gasly. Gasly's getting into some tear-offs or something like that, and that's in his car. And Perez running a bit wide there. So does Gasly, but I think that's just the racing line. There's two different racing lines to take through that corner, the inside and the outside. Ricciardo and Leclerc took the inside and through that corner, but they take the outside through that one. Leclerc right behind Perez, and Perez surely has an issue with the car because he's going so slowly in comparison to Leclerc. He's looking very, very fast, might I add, and very, very racy. As they come through Jochen curve, named after the former Lotus and Cooper Formula One driver, who unfortunately lost his life in an accident at the Italian Grand Prix in 1970. As they head around the first corner, Leclerc just behind, of course. Ferrari won the first ever Austrian Grand Prix in 1964. Lorenzo Bandini, his only ever Grand Prix victory, and they also won in 1970 with Jackie X as well. And another Belgian-born driver is leading here today in Max Verstappen, who was born a little bit away from Zolder, which used to host the Formula One Grand Prix, the Belgian Grand Prix. So there's some facts for you. But Honda leading away right now, and the Red Bull Honda leading away right now. There's a player going for it around the outside. Perez forces him
He
off.
should get a penalty for that. That's exactly the same as what Norris did to him.
That is 100% a penalty. He forces Leclerc off the track, and he leaves him no room. And Leclerc is doing what remember Vettel and Verstappen in 2016 in Mexico? No. I mean,
exactly the same.
He turns into him. Leclerc team video. He basically just swear words in Italian.
He just did an Norris.
Yeah, he did do an Norris. In fact, that was more like Hamilton and Albon. In a way, because there was more contact between Perez and Leclerc there than there was between Perez and Norris. But I guess Perez is trying to let out his anger, I guess. But you know who's catching up? Valtteri Bottas and Lewis Hamilton. Something we haven't really noticed. Bottas is chasing down Hamilton due to Hamilton's damage, and this is not helping Hamilton out in this race, the damage that he has in the rear aero package of the car.
So he's not going as fast in the straight now. Is it more downforce he's losing?
I think it's more downforce that he's losing, which is really not helping Hamilton's race. But here we are heading on to lap 43 of the race. 42, sorry. Oh, fly.
It's a flywheel.
I hate flies.
Oh.
Did
you break my car?
And under investigation, Perez and Leclerc's incident. Now, Leclerc hasn't got any damage on the car. He's 1.3 seconds behind, so I can imagine he'll catch back up to that train again and start fighting away with it again. But he has lost a lot of ground, and he was trying to overtake Perez. That took around 10 laps for him to try and get that move done since he came out of the pit lane around lap 33, 4, 5. And it's lap 43 now of the Grand Prix. Now, if this was held at Spa-Francorchamps, this would be the penultimate lap of the race. It's another interesting fact for you. Spa's race is only 44 laps long, but the Austrian Grand Prix, 71 laps long, because it's a very short circuit. It shares that with the Brazilian Grand Prix at Interlagos, which also has a 71-lap race. And both of them very famous tracks, the Interlagos circuit. Time penalty for Sergio Perez.
Yeah, it's obvious.
And now Perez is basically, well, karma gets you back.
Yep.
5-second time penalty for car 11, forcing another driver, aka car 16, off the track. So Perez's chances of getting points, I mean, he's still going to get points by the look of things, but his chances of getting good points are quite low. Red Bull will be happy that Verstappen's leading, but it's sad because Perez is just unable to make ground, and Austria's is looking like in the modern cars to be quite difficult to overtake. Why can't they make the F1 cars thinner again? Everyone wants the F1 cars to be thinner again. Why can't we just have them be thinner again? I understand you've got to fit the engines because of the new climate change stuff, but still, cars should be much thinner in Formula 1. Would you agree? Narrower is what I mean. Thinner or narrower, basically. Because then it allows more overtaking. And if you slow them down, then it ruins it, in my opinion. Because what's the point of having the best racing competition in the world if it's not the highest racing competition in the world, if that makes sense? This is Leclerc's a replay of Leclerc's overtake again on. I mean, yeah, you gotta admit that's a penalty because Leclerc's. I mean, there's a difference between this one and Norris and Perez one because Leclerc's ahead. Leclerc's ahead in that one, whereas with Norris and Perez it's a bit different. See, look, there's
this for.
Yeah.
I just mentioned that.
Yeah, they're just showing it again in case.
I saw that's a replay. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's an absolutely fair penalty because that was, as I said, it was the exact same thing that we had with Hamilton and Albon last year. Albon was ahead, and that's a move. No, it's not Gasly defending. Sorry, from Ricardo. I thought it was Gasly getting past Ricardo, but no, it's not. Hamilton radio. I've lost a lot off the rear. I can't go much faster. And yeah, here comes. Oh, Ricardo can't get past Gasly at the moment. Perez just behind this little group. And Hamilton saying that he can't really do much more about the issues with his car. And someone who you have to give plaudits to, and that's Carlos Sainz, who's running a very good race in fifth. He's lapping pretty well, I think, in comparisons to Pierre Gasly. I'm going to have a quick check of that, since I can go into F1 TV. I can check the timings. So, yeah, gaps are still pretty similar. Leclerc's now back within DRS of Perez again, so that's interesting. And just gonna okay. I said okay, by the way. Huh? Did I get something wrong?
Oh, there he goes.
Oh, there goes Ricardo on Gasly. Oh.
No, not quite.
Not quite. Is he going to do the switch? No. Hang on. How am I meant to know if it's caps lock? I can't see if it's caps lock.
Lights on.
Oh, yeah. I can see that now. Thank God.
No.
There we go. Right. I'm just going to get the timing up on my screen.
That's not told. Perez has got a 5-second penalty.
I think they would have done, but they've just not showed the radio message. Gasly into the pits again, so he's doing a 2-stop. That's interesting.
Pit window for half.
And the 2-stop has now.
So he's went in early.
Yeah.
Best way for it. Well, there he goes.
Oh, Leclerc trying to get past Perez again.
Perez ran wide there.
And Leclerc's going to get his revenge on Perez.
No, he's not.
He will. At one point, he will.
Both of it DRS. Get him to switch through this time.
Oh, good job there from Leclerc. Can he get the acceleration? Side by side they go. Leclerc's going to try and hang on to it. I'd back out of it if I was Charles, but he hasn't. And again, I mean, to be fair, he should have backed out of that one.
Yeah, that's his own fault that time.
Well, that time, it was his own fault because he didn't back out. He should have backed out since you should never go too wide through that corner. Through the other one, it's different since it's much...
There's only one line through that corner.
Exactly. Whereas with the other one, there's 2 different lines that you can take. So, yeah, I'm trying to find live timing.
Mazepin's in the pits.
Oh, dear.
Oh, well done. Choo-choo.
Choo-choo. Leclerc team radio. Leclerc getting a little bit angry.
He actually moved his steering to the right.
Yeah, because he had
Oversteer.
oversteer. But that's the thing. I need to see this. Wait a minute. Leclerc's ahead again.
No,
Leclerc's
that's
ahead.
another 5 seconds he's going to get.
Leclerc's ahead again. Look, that is another penalty.
That's another penalty.
Because
for
Leclerc was ahead again. Just by the tiniest.
sure. Oh,
Just by the tiniest. Leclerc was still ahead. And yet, oh my goodness. I mean, I can imagine that he's going to be pretty angry with that. Because,
race control. Here we go. Watch this.
and it's under investigation.
Yes, noted. It says.
Noted.
What's Norris sent it?
That is bad news.
Oh,
for Bottas.
great. Sorry, too late.
It's bad news for Bottas. What's bad news for Bottas?
The I have no
Is
idea.
he told to stay behind him? I don't know.
No, Norris is catching up. Look at that. Norris is only 2 seconds behind. That's what they're saying is bad news
Ah.
about. Sainz is lapping really well though in comparison to Ricardo, Perez, and Leclerc.
Race control. Watch this.
And it's under investigation again.
Oh, that's another 5 seconds.
Yeah.
You can see that all day long.
And this is Lewis
Lewis
Hamilton.
going light here. Watch this.
Ooh.
Oh, track limits, Lewis.
That is the that's not track limit since the only reason he's gone off the track is because he's got no downforce left in his car.
Oh, no wonder
So-
Valtteri was catching him there.
Exactly.
Oh, look at Norris. You see Norris in the picture as well now.
Exactly. That's what I said.
Norris might pass it through then.
Exactly.
Look how fast Norris is compared to... I don't think I'm able to make this tyre last, man.
That's what. And that's Sainz finally into the pits after about a gazillion years.
Oh, that's a slow stop.
And it's no, it's 2.6.
Felt long.
That's quite a quick stop. So, and I've got live timing of the race right now, so that's good. So yeah,
Here we go. Here we go.
and black and white flag for Mazepin.
Oh,
So
that track limits.
yeah. So on the last lap, Daniel Ricciardo was quicker than Perez. Leclerc 2/10 slower. So Leclerc, I mean, he is catching Perez because he actually in the first.
He'd have been a lot quicker if Perez had let him pass.
And here's Sainz going for it on Tsunoda. Sorry for interrupting you there, Dad. Good move there from Sainz to get past Tsunoda. But out of all of the drivers in the field, everyone apart from the top 10 has been lapped. And if someone hits issues, George Russell will be there since he's got DRS on Pierre Gasly. So if any one of the top 10 hits issues, Russell will be fighting for 10th place. I know it's a measly point, but anything for Williams. That's, the graining on that tyre, it's not looking in incredible condition. It's not looking bad, but it's not looking amazing. I mean, I can't see the part of his car that looks damaged. But yeah, you can see a little bit of a strip in the tire. It's not incredibly bad though. That is Hamilton, and he's only just outside the second, and Vettel's pitted. Russell's now battling for a point.
Oh, look at what Bottas is doing with Hamilton.
Exactly, he's within DRS now. If I was Hamilton, I'd let through Bottas. I genuinely would. I can't see what that says. But it's something to do with
Technical, no?
it said
Radio,
it said TA something. I don't know who it was. I think it might have been Total Wolf, but I'm not completely sure. But yeah, I'm just gonna have a look at so the best race performance. Apparently Tsunoda, the worst Mazepin. You know what? Yeah, it's interesting. So basically, driver of the day should be Tsunoda, is basically what they're saying. But it's been an alright race from Tsunoda. Stroll's just got past Giovinazzi. And based off of the weather, it's not going to rain. It's not going to rain. I'm sorry, everyone. It's not going to rain. And then I'm just having a look at a lot of the stuff that's here. So Leclerc's tyres are 2 laps old. 2 laps newer.
Look at Max's fastest lap now.
Verstappen 108.4.
Wow.
And do you want me to compare the lap
21
times?
seconds ahead.
I mean, as I said, he could
Look
pit
at Hamilton
again.
going wide there again.
Exactly. Do you want me to tell you what Hamilton's lap was?
What's that video?
Oh,
To turn one.
I think he was mentioning something about how Hamilton was going to let him through into turn 1. But do you know who also? Time penalty for Sergio Perez.
Hey, another 5 seconds.
Another 5 seconds. And that's the thing. Guess who could finish second in this race? Lando Norris.
Yes, I hope so.
I mean, if he didn't have the penalty, he would. Oh, and there's Mercedes cars going side by side. Bottas gets through past Hamilton. Well, yeah, there you go. Bottas has been let through by Hamilton. Hamilton's last lap was 0.6 slower.
Look at close Norris is now.
I know. Hamilton's got massive damage, massive problems.
Oh, this is going to be a good finish.
19 laps to go. I actually think there's a chance Hamilton could get passed by another driver, although he was lapping some of the lap times to the cars behind Norris in Ricciardo, Perez and Leclerc. They were all setting 109s or 109.1. And Dad! Russell's in the points! Russell's in the points now, everyone. Now Bottas sits fastest lap. 108.3. Perez has passed Ricciardo. All the carnage is beginning. Dad. You've just missed so much. Here comes Ricciardo and Gasly. And he's just... No, it's Norris slapping Tsunoda, sorry. I'm a moron. Anyway.
Oh, look at Norris
right behind Hamilton. On the last lap, Norris was 1.3 seconds quicker than Hamilton. And Bottas set fastest lap by just over 1/10 of a second from Vettel. He almost matched Vettel's time. Here comes Norris round the outside. He can't make the move. And Perez is running in 5th now. Leclerc's going to have to try and
he's got him. He's got him.
Norris.
Hey, come on, Lando.
And it's a good move from Norris. Just 1 year ago, he took his first F1 podium around here. Could he take yet another one? Verstappen in the lead. Another fastest lap. Him and Bottas trading fastest laps. Although Bottas unable to match him on that lap, as he was around about 2/10 slower than the Dutchman. In fact, Bottas had a really bad lap. Hamilton's into the pits, but Bottas had a really poor lap. 7/10 slower than Max Verstappen. I mean,
that's a mistake there.
I don't think he
time penalty for who?
And time penalty for Lance Stroll.
Oh, it's all happening, Liam.
And penalties are getting awarded like it's absolutely nothing. And Hamilton's going to come out
speeding in the pit lane.
Yep.
That was Stroll, yeah.
And I guess he's running in that little 10th place, Dad.
Watch this. What's going to be tight?
No, that's a lapped car. I think that's Schumacher. But yeah. Did you know what's really funny, Dad? Luke is in 10th.
Oh, come on, Jordi.
Jordi Russell. But yeah, to go through the order, it's Mazepin, Schumacher, Latifi, Giovinazzi, Stroll, Tsunoda. That's a good move from Norris. Replay. 13th is Vettel. 12th, I should say, is Raikkonen. And then
he just let him go.
There's Alonso, Russell,
anyway.
Gasly, Sainz, Leclerc, Ricciardo, Perez, Hamilton, Norris, Bottas, and Verstappen. And Hamilton said, Lando's a good kid. He is. As things stand, Lando will still finish 3rd. Team radio? Okay, sorry. Sorry, Dad.
Okay.
The issues with the team radio there.
It's okay.
But I can't tell what Norris just said. But what I can tell you is that last lap, he was 1/10 of a second quicker, and in the first sector, he was 1/2 tenth quicker than Bottas, and he's 1.5 seconds behind. So at this rate, he would catch him through the end of the race. Tsunoda now under investigation again for the pit lane. That's the second time now, and Russell comfortably in the points. He's 1 second clear of Alonso.
They've been busy today, haven't they?
And fastest lap from Pierre Gasly.
4th driver of the day.
Lando Norris,
yeah, but he started second, so
I'd say either Lando Norris, Max Verstappen, George Russell, or Charles Leclerc. Leclerc's had a good race, I'd say.
It's just a pity he'd been knocked out of the track twice. He's lost all the time with that.
Exactly, Leclerc.
He'd been faster cab.
But there is Leclerc. He's right behind Ricciardo. And on the last lap, he was 2/10 slower than Ricciardo, actually. But I guess
in Ricciardo's draft, though.
Exactly. That's what I was about to say. The times are probably ping-ponging. And in the first 2 sectors, Leclerc 4/10 quicker overall in the first 2 sectors of the lap.
Ow.
That is very quick. From the Monegasque.
Ow.
Oh, have you got an owl, Luke? Are you hungry?
No. You got so dummy.
And Hamilton now with fastest lap.
Wow.
He's got new tyres, so that might have helped the issue. But oh no, never mind. Carlos Sainz has now got it.
It's just pinging about, isn't
Yeah.
it? Time penalty for who?
Tsunoda. Yep. Everyone's getting fastest
Oh.
lap. It's literally just it's a game. Verstappen fastest lap. I am so glad I've got this in front of me because I knew Sainz had fastest lap before it came up on the screen. So because I've got the timings in front of me, so that's really good. Again, courtesy of F1 TV. Thank you very much. But on the last lap, Leclerc he lost a tenth of a second in the last sector to Ricciardo, and in the first sector he was 0.3 quicker. So that's interesting because he's now within DRS and he's only 0.6 of a second behind. Verstappen, again with fastest lap, and this is again what happened with Tsunoda. And there's the issue.
He should get over. He's not over enough.
He's not over enough indeed. Okay, I'm not going to say that.
That's just rookie. That's a rookie mistake.
And he is a rookie, Dad. That's a fact. He is a rookie. Although, something that we need to concentrate on, George Russell is only 1 second dead clear of Fernando Alonso now. Can that points position get knocked away from the Brit? Just like, unfortunately, it did. Not only in Imola twice, both of them were sort of his fault, but and Sainz and Verstappen ping-ponging again. Fastest last sector from Sainz, and he's catching up to this battle between his teammates and Daniel Ricciardo. Ferrari are looking to have a comeback here, and look at that. Whoa, look how late on the brakes Leclerc was there in comparison to Ricciardo. In the first sector, he was 0.3 faster again than the Australian. Here comes Leclerc. He's catching up. Dad, what were you going to say?
I'm looking at the
almost contact.
I'm looking at the 10-second penalty Perez will have.
Exactly. He will be.
So he'll be
behind Sainz.
Yeah.
He'll be ahead of Gasly though.
So Russell getting it. Oh, Russell still get 10th. That's
he's only just hanging on though from Alonso. They need to put their cameras on this battle. Unfortunately, I can't see it.
Oh, sorry.
And from what I've seen,
here he comes. Whoa!
And that's almost the contact. That's the contact there. And on the last lap, if you compare the lap times, Alonso was a tenth and a half quicker than Russell. So I hate to break it to you, George Russell fans, but Alonso is pressuring Russell massively here. Verstappen with fastest lap again, and he's putting in some very, very good lap times. The Dutchman is. And here comes Leclerc. He's going for it. No, he's not. He tried to force Ricciardo wide there in a way. He tried to get past. He tried to go for the inside. It didn't work. Again, Leclerc quicker than Ricciardo in the first sector, but by only 0.003 of a tenth. Leclerc's trying to go for it. He's getting frustrated now. He runs wide on the exit of the corner. As a result, loses a bit of time. He's 0.5 behind. He needs to be within around 0.5 as they come onto the main straight. When they do come onto the main straight, I should say. And as things would stand, Ricciardo would move up into 8th in the drivers ahead of Pierre Gasly, who's had a bit of a mixed season so far. He has scored points consistently, but his performance in most of his points playing positions have been around 10th or 9th place, and that's where he currently is, coincidentally. And we've got 13 laps to go. For these guys, it would be 12 laps because I believe they've been lapped. Have they? Actually, no, they haven't. They haven't. My apologies. Sainz will be lapped soon, though, by Max Verstappen, the race leader. More specifically, Verstappen will lap him in... Actually, I don't think Verstappen will be able to lap Sainz, since Sainz's lap times are similar. And yeah, you can see there's the Red Bull of Verstappen. I did say that he was close to him. 2 seconds is the gap between those two. If I was to make it proper comparing. Look, what's the F1 theme? Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. Anyway, 0.5 gap between Ricciardo and Leclerc as we head.
Norris is staying virtually 1.5 seconds behind Bottas.
And there's the Orange Army. Max, Super Max. I'm not a Max fan. I'm unbiased. Verstappen team radio. Oh,
somebody get the pits. Who's getting the pits? Max.
Risky, wasn't it?
And shush ball the rest. It's not really risky because there's a 27-second gap. Red Bull.
He's going to get the fastest lap, is he? He's got the fastest lap.
Yeah, but he wants to keep it.
Race control, what's this?
And black and white flag for Kimi on the track limits. And the battle between Raikkonen and Leclerc's hotting up even more. The gap is now 4 tenths, and they're coming onto the stretch. They're coming into the hairpin now, which means they'll be going onto the back straight, if I'm correct anyway in saying that. And should be, since...
Probably Verstappen did that so you get clear traffic again.
And there's Bottas just behind him, around 2 seconds, around about that sort of gap. Leclerc 5 tenths behind still. Bottas
7 seconds behind him.
7. Nah, it's still updating. I think it'll be. Is this so? Yeah, it's dropping down a little bit. But yeah, you're right. It is 7 seconds. My apologies.
There he goes past
But
him.
there he goes past Kimi Raikkonen, and he's lapped Raikkonen again. And oh no, Dad, look.
Oh, Alonso's going to get Russell.
No.
I mean,
dear.
oh no! Come on, George, force him wide. Oh, good racing between those two. Good racing between Russell and Alonso. And here comes Alonso again. Russell holding him off. Russell's got to hope and pray that a car in front of him comes into the pits again, which is not going to happen. Leclerc's closing up to Ricciardo as well. They've got to put the cameras on that. Leclerc's only 4 tenths behind Ricciardo. Or have they gone into... No, they've gone into the braking zone now. My apologies. Or have they? No, they haven't. Leclerc's...
Whoa!
Oh, and Alonso wide. Leclerc's going to go for it here on Ricciardo. Is he too far behind? He's going to...
is this too far? We're getting the switcheroo? No.
He's trying to get the exit on him. Alonso's locking up. He's making more mistakes. Same with Leclerc.
He's getting frustrated behind him.
Both of them are getting frustrated behind their respective duels. Both
Still DRS though.
Yeah, coincidentally, both of them are behind Mercedes-powered cars, and both of them are behind.
Yeah, darling.
And
Here's on Verstappen.
Mode 2. You still currently have purple Mode 2 for one lap.
And he's pitted.
And Verstappen, to put it simply, is in a league of his own. I mean, it's like it's not even a challenge for Verstappen at the moment. That's another win by the looks of things coming to him, but there's still 10 laps to go, so you never know what could happen. It is Formula One. Anything can happen, and often it does, as the late great Murray Walker would say. And another thing that Murray Walker used to say was catching is one thing, passing is another. And that's the fastest lap there for Max Verstappen. And Luke's got a very... Okay, anyway, I'm not going to mention that. Leclerc's 5 tenths behind Ricciardo. It's just really
He's
smelly.
down to 106 now. Wow.
106.2, and Alonso a bit slower than Russell on the last lap due to him going a bit off at turn 1. There goes Verstappen clearing Alonso, and of course Alonso's teammate Esteban Ocon famously collided with Verstappen when he was lapping him. And I think Max will be happy that Ocon isn't there to be lapped, as Verstappen now behind Russell looking to lap Russell. I think if I was Russell, I'd slow down here and I'd do the wise thing, not in a braking zone. But if I was Russell, I'd slow down here to pass, or between the chicane and the Ocon rint curve. That's what I would do if I was Russell. But 2 seconds quicker than anyone else is Verstappen at the moment.
There he goes.
Wow.
And
He hasn't
Russell...
lost much time there, hopefully. I think he probably did.
Yeah, he has.
Alonso's right on his tail again.
Yeah, but Russell's got an advantage. And I think a really good thing to say is Verstappen put his engine mode slightly up for 1 lap. And do you know how much quicker he was than the rest of the field? You ready for it? 2 seconds. 2 seconds quicker than anyone else.
Where he put his engine up that long road just to clear that traffic.
No, that was before he cleared the traffic. It was right before he cleared the traffic. 106.2, and everyone else was sitting 108.3s. Norris the driver of the day at the moment. I think that's a bit unfair. I'd say George is in a pretty decent drive considering the circumstances. His car is not as quick as the cars in front of him, but I would say Leclerc's also had a good race. Kimi as well.
Norris has had a good day, full stop.
Yeah, he has, but he has got that penalty applied to him, but that should not affect him too much, as Russell and Alonso are still dueling for the lead here, for 10th here, the last point, which for the midfield runners is basically a win. I mean, P10 wins the race for some teams, because it means you're getting them the points. Luke's got someone inside. Anyway, 6 tenths is the gap between... Oh my goodness, 3-way fight now for 6th place, because guess who's now behind Charles Leclerc? Carlos Sainz. The gap is coming down, and the fight is eager. 8 tenths between the two of them.
Hi.
As we head into the final 7 laps of the Grand Prix, and At the moment, we've got 3 people watching. And George Russell and Fernando Alonso are dueling for 10th place right now. And the 2 Ferraris and Daniel Ricciardo are dueling for 6th. And if anyone hits problems in front, Russell will be there to pick up a point regardless.
For 50, mate.
6th. No, it's for 6th. The battle between Ricciardo.
But Perez with 10-second penalty.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But on track, it's
On
6th
track.
place. That's what I meant, on track. So, as it stands, Perez would finish behind Ricciardo, Leclerc, and Sainz, and he'd finish in front of Gasly, so that means he'd be 8th place. But this is the battle for 5th, and basically who gets the midfield points, since, apart from not McLaren are pretty much dominating this race with their points haul, but I think Leclerc's doing the wise thing. He's letting Sainz through. That's what I was about to say. Leclerc's surely letting him through, and he is. That's very
It's not a different
wise.
strategy. Why not?
Exactly. Sainz is looking much quicker on that last lap. He was a little bit quicker than Leclerc.
Hopefully, Carlos will pull
And Ferrari trying their very best to beat. Oh. Of course, at the very end of the radio message again. Okay, that's absolutely fantastic from me. Absolutely superbly intelligent of Liam. Oh dear, no, please, George. I'm not biased. I hope George gets a point because he's driving in a crap car. I've got no offense, Williams, but your car is not good.
It's not competitive, Liam. It's not crap. It's not competitive.
It's not competitive is what I meant to say. That's a more professional word, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hi, what's your name? Okay. Alonso v Russell still for 10th place, and it's Mercedes.
Norris is not getting on Bottas. He's well not to push anyway because he's going to be 3rd place no matter what happens.
Unless he hits an issue. I'm not jinxing it, by the way. But I think everyone, literally no one, every single Formula 1 fan right now, come on, George! I think everyone's wanting George to do well right now, and Alonso's not gaining on him, which is a good sign for everyone that's supporting
I
George.
don't want to go back because his car's overheating.
Oh, that's wide from Alonso. But trying to get a good corner exit. 1 second, exactly the gap between Sainz and Ricciardo. And the gap's fluctuating between 1 second and under a second. And Russell not giving Alonso much room there. But Gasly did the same
so
thing.
Black Marks is left in the road there.
For goodness sake, fly. Anyway, there was a fly there. Alonso and Russell still battling away. Keep in mind, these guys have been lapped, so this is lap 68 for them. And Max Verstappen's now heading on to lap 69 of the race, if I recall. And he will be any second now. Where is the race leader? And, yep, lap 68. So now these guys are crossing the line to start lap 69 of 71, basically, because they're a lap behind. Sainz 7/10 behind Daniel Ricciardo. He's closing up on him. And on the last lap, he was 5/10 of a second quicker on the medium tires. And
Did you tell me now? Did you tell me now?
Raikkonen getting mad as always. And Russell forcing Alonso wide. And Raikkonen's now going to get involved in this as well, which is why he was angry, because he didn't know. Oh, no, George. Please hang on. George. Come on, George. Come on, George, son. Come on. No, George. No. Oh, he needs to hope and pray Alonso gets a penalty or something. Oh, dear. Oh, poor George. I really feel for him. He has had so much bad luck in his career. In his Formula 1 career, anyway. Oh, poor George. I mean, poor him. I really feel for George, man. F in the chat, everyone, for George. George Russell. 4/10 is the gap now between Sainz and Ricciardo. And is Sainz going to go for it? Maybe on the next lap. They are not going to. They're going to finish on the lead lap, so they're going to go all the way until the end. And now Hamilton Team Radio.
They want to try to keep Perez behind, so he drops as many places. Be good for the team.
And what he's telling him to do is try and hold up Perez so he loses loads of positions. I mean, that's a bit dirty, isn't it? But
I know, that's racing.
Yeah.
As long as it's end dirty.
I just realised Perez is going to finish ahead of Leclerc as things stand because of the gaps.
4, yeah. He's what is he? 4.2.
9.4, 10.8. Leclerc needs to gain 8 tenths of a second on Hamilton, basically. So I think all Ferrari fans are hoping that Perez gets slowed down by Hamilton. But here comes Sainz again. He's closing up.
Perez is not going to catch Hamilton in 2 laps.
Yeah, well,
He's
Hamilton.
not going to gain 4.3 seconds in 2 laps. No danger.
Yeah, you're right, because they're matching each other's pace in the first sector, and on the last lap they were matching each other's pace. But this is the penultimate lap of the race. We're heading on to the final lap now, and Max Verstappen, it's been dominating for him. We're heading towards the final lap of the Grand Prix, and it's been spectacular, absolutely spectacular from Verstappen. There's been some very decent racing near the end of the race, and it's all kicked off at the end of the race. Hence why, well, in the first 20, 30, 40, 50 laps, there wasn't much entertainment. Last 20, there's been quite a bit of entertainment. Fastest laps fluctuating, more pit stops, a battle for 10 between Russell and Alonso. And this is a replay of Raikkonen trying to get past Russell for 11th. And, well,
What's his front spoiler?
to be fair, George
and Kim. Oh, that was close to his front right hand.
Yeah, Sainz is only 6 tenths behind now. 5. This is Sainz's last chance. Well, no, he's got 2 laps to go still because Verstappen's crossed the line.
Dad.
Oh, that's not a good line from Ricardo. That is not a good line from Ricardo. Sainz has got him on toast, surely. Here comes Carlos Sainz.
Yep, he's got him. He's got him.
And there goes Carlos Sainz through. He's gonna. What I would do if I was Sainz, hold up Ricardo and try and get Leclerc past.
Yeah.
And
But the thing is, you
Lucas
can't hold him
now.
up because Perez will will gain time. What's Sainz saying on the radio?
Oh crap! Oh dear! But I turned the volume up, but it didn't.
It's okay.
Anyway, we've got one. Here comes Max Verstappen, though. Here comes Max Verstappen. He's going to win the Austrian Grand Prix. 2nd week in a row at the Red Bull Ring. He is now taken, if I recall, the most wins of any driver. We got yellow flags. I don't know what that's all about. I don't know if someone's hit an issue. But here comes Max Verstappen around the final corner. And it's Raikkonen and Vettel. I think they've had a collision. But Verstappen wins the Austrian Grand Prix. Raikkonen and Vettel have had a collision, I think. But Verstappen wins. And that is a fantastic result for the Dutch fans. And the Austrian fans. And everyone else in between.
Wow.
George Russell just outside the points in 11th. And I think Raikkonen has hit an issue, as has Vettel. And they are no longer near the points. And that's a fantastic performance from Lando Norris. His 2nd podium at the Austrian Grand Prix. And overall the 4th in his Formula 1 career. And Max Verstappen takes yet another victory in his Formula 1 career. Sainz in 5th. So it's Carlos Sainz in the end, 5th. Hold on a second. I just realised something. Guess who's got a Grand Slam? Max Verstappen. He led every lap of the race.
And he's the fastest lap.
And pole position. And race win. Ladies and gentlemen, Grand Slam. I'm just checking that that's true. I'm not completely sure on that fact, but I believe it's true. Always got to check before you know. But is there like a position graph, like where Verstappen was?
What's this here?
So this is
No, that's nothing to do with it.
no, it was since here we go. Oh my goodness, that's a big crash. That is a big incident involving Raikkonen and Vettel there.
Wow.
And the sad thing is they're both really good friends, so I'm sure they'll just move on from what happened. And I'd say that's Raikkonen's fault.
That's definitely Raikkonen's fault.
Since Vettel's taking the racing line there. And
Would he got a point anyway, would he?
no, since George will be happy because he'll get 11th, but he'll be really sad that he missed out on the points.
He drove on the side of him.
Who? Vettel? Raikkonen?
Raikkonen drove on the side of Vettel. Look.
Yeah, that's definitely a penalty for Raikkonen for the next race. But yeah, thank you everyone so much for watching. 1 hour and 30 minutes on this stream. Max Verstappen won the Austrian Grand Prix in the end, and he extends his championship lead even further, more specifically to 28 points to Lewis Hamilton. 29 points, I should say. Thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you all whenever the next stream, which will be, well, it won't be in 2 weeks' time because we'll be at the British Grand Prix. But I'll see you all whenever. Thank you all for watching.